anyone who's actually watching this video, because this is just a video rather for me, I guess, to just talk about, because I really like talking. But anyway, I'm just recording a little bit of a sketch of my OC's Irmes. For those who actually don't know and don't come from my Instagram, Finn Adler. He's a deity of sun and work and a few other things, and he's also the main deity of Myosis. Well, not to mistaken you though, there are gods and deities in my universum which are different, because I don't know how it's in English. In my language it would be different, but I think it's like a synonym in English. So let me explain. God is like the highest creature on earth in my universum, and deity is like kinda God but more above, and that symbolizes several things, like they can symbolize like weather, like summer, things like this. And gods are just gods. Okay. That was a little bit of a talk about my universum a little bit, but it's more structured. Maybe I could make some video about me just talking about this. I don't know. I was thinking about the topic of the video, and I thought that maybe something like, world building related would be quite not satisfying, quite interesting, because it's also a topic I like to talk about and I'm quite passionate about. So, world building. Okay. That may be tricky. A lot of people may struggle with world building in their universum, in their OCs, anything, Even when writing a book, which I did myself do one and abandoned second one. Sadly, I just lost motivation actually. But world building is hard. History writing is hard because it's you won't get an instant motivation, instant inspiration, but I'm gonna share some tips, I guess, experiences with what was the best for me when I was making new OCs, and what was the worst thing I could do, but I did. What I'm gonna say first is that the worst thing you can do is forcing just the ideas. If you force ideas or force an OC into being something they are not, you won't make it actually appealing. It's like real life. You cannot force something that is something other into being a different thing, like even if it's fictional. Like that's how I see it. Because I know that even if I have an OC and I make a cool idea, I can't force this idea to be reality if I don't see my OC doing this, being like this particular idea. Like, if I make them do make my idea into the canon, it's not gonna be logical, it's not gonna be interesting, it's not gonna be like logical. It's gonna be the most random thing. It's gonna be a silly example, but let's say you have shy OC who's good, who's a positive person, just a good person in the environment, etc. And you have an idea for a cool, like, kind of villain type of action in your universum, and you just assign this action into this good OC that is supposed to be good, but you want this evil action to be here, and you just like this OC and want them to have this cool action, but it's not the OC to have this, and you're not gonna be logically explaining it why. You can do this if you make a depth about this OC, that this OC like maybe had some past, hard past that made them do this. Maybe it was just a mask about, they were good, good things, but they were masking the evilness in them, etc. But if you force the OC into being something they're not, it's not gonna work out. But also, when you mix these ideas, like, what made the OC do this thing, you can also make something really interesting and kind of like psychological thing. Like, someone forced this OC into making this, that, etc. And there's an idea. You are given, let's say you have two prompts, one character out of scratch, and you just, how you would combine this. This is how you can make a cool story, actually. Just combining two different ideas without having already, like, final OC. You just everything from scratch, new things. Also, I wanted to just mention that, for example, some time ago I was no now I'm reading a book. I'm reading The Witcher, or Polish beloved Witcher, and there was some kind of really cool action ideas that I was like, I want this in my universum. Like, it was so cool, but I think it doesn't fit at all. It doesn't seem logical, but it's so cool, and I sometimes feel sad about this. But I have to accept this, that it's not the type of my universum. It's not gonna happen. I can modify this, and there's the idea modifying already existing ideas. Don't force your motivation. It's like big thing. Let me tell you a story. Last summer I made a new part of my universum. Let me just say it, my universum is really big, and you can make, it's kind of history wise, like, and I can make 5 subplots, like in this era, in that era, and I have infinite possibilities, So when I was making a different part of my universum, like subplot, I didn't have a lot of motivation, but I wanted to do this so bad. I wanted to complete this. And you know what I did? Let me tell you that this idea had been in my head for like, I think, 5 months before I actually did this. And I had like 5 different ideas, but these ideas weren't interesting enough. They had just the most random ideas. Like, it was like a lot of ideas which were just not so complementary. Like, they were so random, and I abandoned this project. But then I read a book that inspired me again, and I didn't have much ideas for the action, but I knew it would be a subplot with a lot of action, and I need to make this action just, do some situations. And what I did was go on Pinterest, find some writing prompts, and just, use them. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. These plots can help you a lot, but I think they are more helping when you don't have anything and you get an idea and you base the history, everything on that one particular idea. You get what I mean? Like, it's the theme idea. Okay. And I just had OC select the world, and I got these ideas and wanted to throw them into this bin full of full OCs, completed OCs, etc. And it just, sometimes it seemed forced, sometimes it seemed like random. It also was too much, when I'm looking at these OCs now, which there's one particular OC, his name is Ilya, and he's kind of a military guy. not kind of, he's a military guy from 17th century, and I love him. Like, he's one of my favorite OCs, even if his story is so chaotic because of these things that I forced myself to make this story. Like, I forced this story to be cool, crazy, you know. And I like him, but there's so much that I just forget because there's a lot of things that I added but weren't so polished, and I didn't think about them a lot because they were too much. They were not my ideas. I mean, they were kind of, but you know, they were kind of from Pinterest, and I forgot about them. And from now, I still don't even remember everything that happened in his lifetime, even if I love him a lot. So this is what is gonna happen if you just take a lot of ideas that are not your own and you're gonna throw them into that one OC, and it's not always gonna work out because a lot of things may seem forced, like you're forcing action, you're forcing drama, you're forcing drama and trauma. So now, what to do? If you're like brain empty, nothing, still stories. As funny as it's gonna sound and as weirdly, you won't make anything original nowadays. Everything was done, everything happened. You cannot make one particular thing that no one came up with. And it's okay. It doesn't have to be like, wow, nobody have ever seen this thing before. It's wow. No, if you enjoy this, do this. And no one is gonna stop you. Like, come on. It doesn't matter anyway. So read that books, watch these movies, watch different movies, read different stories, go outside. Give your OCs the things you love. Like, give them your hobbies, give them your particular hobbies. Maybe if you have that one, like, rare hobby, give them this. Make them have your passions. Then you're gonna be passionate about them because they do something like you. Maybe give them, like, a future of your hobby that you wish you had. If things are not working out, leave it. Leave the idea. If it's like an idea that was around your mind, but it's not hitting you on that one spot. Like, it's not like, wow, oh my god, this is so cool. If you didn't spend a lot of time on this, just do this now, because then you're gonna be more sad, more desperate to make it different, and you won't be able to make it different. If these are like the OC stories you just got bored out of, do something different. Like, if you're doing some realistic, modern stories, which are for me quite boring, do something different. Go into like fantasy, go into history. You can do such interesting things when you mix history and fantasy, like me. Just go out of your comfort zone. I did. I hated fantasy before I did my own. Like, actually, like, it was so stupid for me. I was such a realist. Go into like fields that are unknown to you. Like, it's gonna force you to make something new, to learn something new. I had to learn a lot of history. I had to learn the history of fashion for my OCs. Reach to the medias that are unknown to you, that you think you wouldn't like. But you know, wow, maybe you will like this. Just get inspired, take whatever you like and combine everything. Another really cool idea is to have like a leading thought behind your OC. Like that one theme of them that just keeps going back to them, like maybe one meaning why they are here, what, why does it all happen, like, you know, a motive of them. symbolism. It can also help you just like to show why are they here? What are they supposed to show to the society? Who they are, who they are to you. From this topic, I think it's gonna be this, just this. I don't have any script. I just kept on talking. I will talk about a little bit about this drawing because it's just one page of my sketchbook that I just started. It's Irmes just sitting here like in a pose that his head is too big, okay, I think. With his hair up that I thought it looked so sweet. I never drew him like this before, and just in an outfit that I had an idea right when I was drawing this, and holding a card of, you know, when I said that I liked tarot and I gave Irmes this, he has like his own kind of a tarot in this religion, which is maybe weird, but I don't care. And it's called Dorianat, and it has its own like design of a card. So I drew this as well. Thank you for watching. Maybe someone will watch this video, maybe not. It's okay either way. Bye!